So I think you're done with all the 4 sections. The only section that's left is logical reasoning. I was actually working on cutoffs and trying to talk about that. I have beautiful, like an analysis made. I'm very eager to share your cutoff analysis. But before that, I think let's also knock off the last section that we have, the key. I think logical reasoning is one area that has actually, I would say it's a mixed bag. There are some sections which have come, one of the passage was extremely wrong, as in the 4 of those do not have any answers. At the same time, otherwise it's a lot more straightforward than the usual critical reasoning, logical reasoning, where you have too many conflicts of answers. Okay, so when faculty did it, most of us got same answers, unanimous. That means it's also straightforward. Let's see how it goes. Let us, without doubt, let's get to the first passage. The first passage is very interesting passage. Is about rapid growth, young population, and generally, lifestyle changes, technology, and all this stuff. I think this is an example of, I keep telling students at ALP generally that you should always be smart about how to find an answer. You're extremely lucky if you can look at it. First question, 85th question, was all about what should be the right suitable title, right? But logical thing is, the author themselves have given it, isn't it? If you're smart, you could say, you can actually write this. Look at this. Isn't it? They have themselves given it. That means this is an example of a critical reasoning question, which is actually a current affairs question or an English comprehension question. You're just picking up an answer there, right? So if you look at it, how your lifestyle is creating an epidemic mental health, basically effect of lifestyle on mental health, that's a broad concept. That's straight away there in option A, which is a straight thing. So answer for this has to be lifestyle and mental health. You really need not do so much of calculation, so much of analysis for this. That's one thing I want to say. Let's actually go to the next question. Right, let me, we discussed 85th A. Now look at the second one. Technology is an improved means to unimproved. The most important word is this. Improved means, that is, means are better, but ends are not. So good means for bad end. That's what this is. This is the answer. The right answer for this is option D. It only is trying to tell you that technology should be viewed with a doubtful mind. We are basically saying technology is not bad, but technology by itself is not being used for the proper means. That means we should be doubtful, we should be skeptical about the usage. So looked upon with skepticism, considering its negative impact. That's what it is actually saying, because the question is reflecting the meaning. Again, the word, what is it? It is only asking what is reflecting the meaning. Now look at some of the other options, right? Why new technologies, for example, can be accepted. Focusing on positive, that's not true, because we're talking about negative. The entire passage talks about negative. Create hindrance to the physical health of an individual, which is not directly connected to the passage at all. Third one is a result of new technologies, which is very much true, but the thing is, in this context, we have to kind of find an answer which says technology is not bad, but the effect of technology is bad. Whereas the option C and others try to kind of say, brush the entire technology as bad, which is not true. Hence, the right answer for this, we believe, is D. Right, let's go ahead to the next one, 87th question. I think every time I go to this, right, let me go to this 87th question. I think 85th we have discussed. Now 87th question, let us look at 87. 87th, what do we have here? We have the thing, the word that we are looking here is basically strengthens. The word is strengthens. Very simple, right? Strengthens the argument regarding negative usage of, again, smartphones among youth. If you look at it very clearly, it is mentioned in the early thing itself, right? All other things that you have mentioned, we are talking about strengthening. Which are the following strengthens? That means something that is not mentioned in the passage, but actually helps the author's argument. Author's argument is technology is actually affecting people badly, youth badly, lifestyle badly, mental health badly. That's what it is. So we have to look at something that helps that. In this case, the right answer is option A. Excessive use of smartphones may lead to weakened family relations. Now, the second one is not right answer, because we are basically unhindered use of smartphones is, there has to be, that means it's positive. Whether it's not positive, it's negative. Smartphones have economic usefulness. That's again positive, but we are looking for something that is negative, because the passage is talking negatively about it. And finally, ownership of smartphones at an early age results to lack of care by parents, which is not directly connected to the passage. That's why I would say, while this is negative, it's not directly connected. The right answer for this is A. Now let's look at 88th question. Which of the following can be plausible solution? That is, plausible is a new word for some of you. Some of you don't have it in your vocabulary or lexicon. It means possible, nothing else, right? Possible solution for better mental well-being among the youth. Here, look at it very carefully. We are basically talking about, let's kind of eliminate the answer. The two answers we can directly eliminate. Look at this. Which of the, because everything is talking about limiting the research, right? Which of the following need not be focused on? Research on excessive use of smartphones. If we reduce it, it's not good, because we want to kind of say, we want to know the impact of smartphones. Similarly, widespread consumption of ultra processed food mentioned very clearly are bad. So these are two things we don't want to limit, we want it, right? And the next thing that we want to talk about is option A and option D. See, we are talking about limiting the problem now between option A and D. I think at ALP we are confused. At ALP we are saying between option A and D, we have a confusion. While most of the faculty we are trying to say D can be the right answer and A also can be the thing question mark, but the problem with the word is informed, right? See, if only the word was limiting the uninformed use of smartphones across all ages, I would have gone happily with D, because the question is about possible solution, right? But the problem here is, because it's informed means it's a okay, proper use only. I don't know why should we limit it. That's a clear confusion. But still, I think that's the best answer out of this. The other thing is, which are the following? See, the other thing is, we want to overall say the lifestyle impacts mental health. So physical health does not automatically mean mental health. Some people can be physically fit, but not mentally fit. That is the theme, right? So it's an inference. If you have to go by deep inference, option A, but otherwise go with a casual inference, I think option D. So at ALP, we are going with D, but A as a backup point. This is what I would say. 87A, 88D. Okay, and once again, 85A, 86D. We have kind of discussed that. I hope you're making a note, because whenever I'm switching to hand, I think the answer can go, so you should not be confused. Let me go back to the 89th question. Now, which of the following statements by the author lacks credible evidence in the passage? Let's say which of the following does not have evidence. That's what it says, right? It doesn't have the evidence. Let's look at it carefully. Now, here, look at this. We have a lot of things again. With few things we can eliminate straight away. What does the author does not speak about? What does the passage does not mention any data about? For example, the most important word that you have to look at is lack. Underline the word lack. They're talking about lack again is equal to not having evidence. So it is which of the following is not having evidence in the passage. That's what it means. Now, students learning English language have weakened family relations. It is already mentioned in the passage. Hence, this cannot be the answer. Inadequate sleep leading to mental distress is also mentioned in the passage. So automatically the right answer cannot be C and D. Now, between A and B, let us look at between A and B. Now, the problem here is providing mobiles to adolescents results to mental stress is also mentioned in the passage. Now, the question is between these two, which of the following is mentioned? It's very clearly mentioned. If you look at it, providing mobiles to adolescents leads to mental stress is also mentioned in the passage directly. So the answer for this is option A, 89, because with heavy heart, I need to say this, because we debate a lot whenever it comes to critical reasoning questions in Abhyaas LawPrep. And what we found was, if B is actually confirmed, if B does have evidence in the passage, assuming providing mobiles to adolescents is resulting into mental stress, that is given evidence, that is given credibility, that is explained by the author, automatically A follows. That's the logic, right? Because it is excessive usage. Just giving is problem, then usage is obviously a problem. But the thing is, whenever we do CR, critical reasoning, also remember, we cannot go with an answer that we carry from outside. We have to look at what is there in the paragraph. Because these three are mentioned directly in the paragraph, you don't have a problem with evidence. Evidence is there. This is one thing that is not directly mentioned. Hence, there is no evidence. Hence, we have chosen 89th as A. Kindly understand that. Okay. Let us now go to the 90th question, guys. Let's go to 90th question. Right. Yeah, this is interesting again. Right, let's look at this. These gadgets are handed to adolescents, presumably more out of convenience. The most important word is more of the convenience than logic. The itself says that. And most suitable. That is positive again. Always look at, you can convert critical reasoning, like I say in classes. Always convert critical reasoning into some kind of mathematics also, right? It's talking about convenience more than logic, and more suitable. That means supporting only. We want something that supports. Look at which of the following is supporting. It's straightforward. Logic prevails over reasoning. All other things are not the right answers. Straight away, logic and benefits. A lot of times. I'm sorry. I think this is where we need to be careful. Yeah. Here you can see directly the right answer for this straight away is option C. Logic takes backseat over utility. That means whenever you're talking about convenience, convenience is utility. Parents find it easy. Parents find it convenient. to give phones to adolescents, to give phones to teenagers, to give phones to you guys, right? Or anyone. So automatically at that time, logic is not working. The only thing that works is utility. Hence, and we want a supporting answer, most suitable answer. Hence, that's the right answer, right? Hence, others are not there. So we have, with this, we have the key very clearly. We discussed 85th A, 86 D, and based on the set that I'm doing about 87 A, 88 D with a question mark, but why not A, right? And 89, again, the right answer for this is A, and a 90, the answer is C. So with this, we complete the first passage. Yeah, the second passage, this is my favorite in this year's critical reasoning, logical reasoning set. I'm a CAT teacher, and as a CAT teacher, I always love whenever I get to see puzzles. It's been long time since CLAT has ever given some analytical reasoning kind of questions in logical reasoning set, and it's a nice thing. I hope many of you enjoy doing it. But I would say, in boot camp, I said this is a set, for example, that needs to be said lal salam for two reasons. We should have said lal salam as we discussed in the boot camp. As we discussed, this is not a question you need not attempt. Number one reason. Number one, first, this is surprise. Whenever you have a surprise, it might sound easy, it might sound difficult. Don't touch it in the first round. That's one reason why I say lal salam. Second thing is, if you solve it, you would understand there is no lot of questions do not have answers, and it's ironical that they give a passage like this. They give you a set like this in logical reasoning, and instead of, they could have given it in quant, they could have given it in, I don't know, but there are a lot of mistakes in this. Let's look at this very beautifully. Next, this thing, I will actually solve this for you so that you have an understanding of what we're trying to do. It's very important. I'll try to mark it a little, because this entire thing, whenever we do puzzles, unlike critical reasoning, logical reasoning have to be dealt very differently. Understand this. In critical reasoning, you deal it in such a way that you are focused on paragraph, passage, options. No, in logical reasoning, in analytical reasoning, in puzzles, you are not doing that. In logical reasoning, you focus on data very much like a quantitative aptitude, very much like a math. You're trying to understand, take the data, create a structure, create a table, and solve it. Now, because I'm not doing the exam in a paper, I'm doing it online, I'm doing the planning here. Otherwise, you have to do it only in the rough sheet as we discussed. But anyway, because this is a paragraph about 9 people sitting in a circle, left, right, and so, and most of the clues, because the 9 people, 9 different names, we don't know if all the 9 names we are able to come to a single structure. Some of them might have doubts. Let's see. But most of the clues start with Ram. So what we'll do is, let's nicely create a circle with 9 different positions with our protagonist. In this case, the protagonist that we are taking is Ram, right? Ram is a person with whom most clues are there. So we'll start with Ram. And we want overall 9 positions. So let's have 8 more positions. It's kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Automatically, you fill this. That's why I said it is not your regular critical reasoning where you're looking at options, looking at questions. Focus on the data first, solve the data first, then answer comes straight away. Let's look at the first clue. From the first clue, we can say what is said. It's very clearly given to you that Rohit is third to the left of Ram. So automatically 1, 2, 3, we have Rohit here. If you look at this, right, we have Rohit to the third of Ram. The second clue, Rohan is fourth to the right of Ram. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is very clearly Rohan. If you understand what I'm doing, we're just filling it. Trust me, it is very easy if you do it. Next, third clue is interesting. Mohit is fourth to the left of Suresh. Not useful clue because we don't know who Suresh guy is. But Suresh himself is second to the right of Ram. That's a useful clue. Suresh is second to the right of Ram. 1, 2. So automatically this becomes Suresh for you. Right, once I know that is Suresh. Now what do we know? Mohit is 4 to the left of Suresh. Left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this automatically means this is Mohit for you. You fill this. It's as simple as that. Once that is done, now there's some extra clues. Let's see if they fit in or not. Sohan is third to the right of Sham. This is the most critical clue. That's why I said Lal Sam if you're not able to make it. There are 2 new people called Sohan and Sham, nowhere mentioned. Extra places left are 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are only 4 places mentioned. And we need to find out of those 4 places, 2 places for these 2 new people such that Sohan is third to the right of Sham. That means between them there have to be 2 positions. Let us, if you take any of them, let's say for example, if Sohan is 2, for example, if you take Sham here, Sohan has to be 2 right, 2 third to right, possible. This is possible. Let's see. Let's now say if I put Sohan here, is it possible that he is third to the right? No, because someone else is there. Here, if you put Sohan, is it possible someone else is there third? You always have to look at two empty slots such that the first slot is empty and third slot from that is also empty. That's only option available in these 2. So automatically we can put this as Sham and we can say this is Sohan. because Sohan is third right to the Sham. No other places fill that. Now the last clue, Mohan is not immediate neighbor of Ram. That means Mohan cannot sit here. Mohan can only, the only other option that we have is Mohan. Automatically, the final clue, the person who name is not even mentioned is Mr. Rakesh. So automatically you have the answer here. This is a thing you can probably make a note. I mean, I think this will at least take 3 to 4 minutes. It is worth it. I would say it would have been a great thing. For those of you working hard, you would have said you worked hard, put 3, 4, 5 minutes in this. It would be lovely if all the 6 questions had right answers. Irony, out of the 6, only 2 of them had right answers. All the 4 did not have right answers. Most probably, CLAT consortium will remove 4 of the questions out of the 6 and only calculate marks for 116. That's what they'll do. So those who spend time on this, you're unlucky, you wasted time. Lal Salam would have been the right strategy for this. Anyway, let's now go to the answers. Let's look at the thing. Let's look at 91. What is Rakesh's position with respect to Rohan? Right? Rakesh with respect to Rohan. Let's look at where is Rakesh, where is Rohan? Rakesh is here. Rohan, where is Rohan? Rohan is here. Rohan and Rakesh, where are we, right? Now look at it. He is either 1, 2, 3. You would have the third to the left. That's what we are looking at. Or you can have, see, please understand, Rohan and Rakesh. We're talking about Rohan and Rakesh. Either it is 1, 2, 3. Third to left, third leftwise, or it would be 6th rightwise. Because overall 9 people are there from the person, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So either this is very simple, you are third person from me, or you are 6. This is where the problem is. That is why you see 5th to the that is the exact issue, right? This is where the problem is. I would say the answer is actually 6th right or 3rd left. None of the answers is there. This is a question that is actually going to be contested. There's no answer in this. Let's go to the second one. Who is right? Who is third to the right of Mohan? Where is Mohan? Mohan is here. We're talking about third to the right. Again, we're talking about right, so we'll go up. Right and left directions. If you're not comfortable, you have to assume you're sitting there. 1, 2, 3. The answer should have been Rohit. None of them are right answer, but the good thing is, luckily, who is third to the right of Mohan? They have put none of these. That's why it works. So only reason, whenever someone says such kind of paper, the minimum thing they could do is put none of these everywhere, so that if there's no answer, you can pick it up. But only question that has right answer is D. None of these. Let's go to 93. Who is 5th to the right of Rohan? Who is 5th to the right of Rohan? Let's look at this carefully. Where is Rohan? Rohan is here, and we're talking again about right. So 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This has to be Ram. The right answer for this is Ram, but the irony is there's no Ram answer here. So again, this is a question that is not having an answer here. The 4 such questions out of 6 which does not have an answer. That's why it's a humongous waste of time, large waste of time in doing this set. Let's go to 94. Who is second to the left of Rakesh? Who is second to the left of Rakesh? Let's look at Rakesh. Left, right, 1, 2. The right answer for this is actually Sohan. Where is Sohan again? There is no Sohan. Again, 94th question, there is no answer. That is the irony of this set. You see already so many questions, there is no right answer. 91, no right answer. 93, no right answer. 94, no right answer. 92, also no right answer, only because there's none of these we have an answer here. That's why this exam, sometimes a lot of you are believing, I think this is, when I do cutoffs, you'll understand more. But a lot of people are feeling that those who worked hard, those who kind of took the paper, they are unhappy that it did not yield results or something. Those who did not really prepare very hard paper look busy. People who are attempting 70, 80, they're feeling good about it. But people who wanted to attempt 100 plus, people who wanted to get 80s, 90s, they're feeling bad about it. Remember, this is definitely a paper which is 1 notch higher than last year. Not very difficult, but definitely tedious than last year. With such and such surprises, mistakes and stuff, the cutoffs are bound to go down. And I'm going to explain that in a while from now. Let's go to the next thing. Now that we discussed 94, last 2 questions also let's discuss. Let me now go to, next thing that we'll do is, we'll go to 94 and let's do the next one, right? 94 is done, 95 and 96. Let's look at 95, guys, and 96. Let's see what do we have in 95. 95 says, who is to the immediate right of Mohit? I think the right answer for this is Sohan. Luckily, there's a right answer here. Lucky, there's a Sohan here, right answer. And the 96, who is to the third to the right of Sohan? It should have been Suresh. The answer is Suresh, but the irony is that answer is not there. Again, 96 is also wrong. So please understand, out of the 6 questions, there are 4 questions where there's no right answer. There are only 2 questions where there's right answer. And hence this is a set that should have been well left behind. That's what I would say as part of the ALP faculty team. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's go to the next set, third passage. And the good thing is, this time, they've given 6 questions in all of the thing. It's not such a, that means the passages are also, not all of them are long. For example, next passage, the 18th passage is actually very, very simple, very easy. For me, for someone like me, it looked very easy because I was an erstwhile McKinsey consultant. Someone worked in consulting industry, a lot of the answers came naturally to me. But I think even if you go by the logic of the passage, it's easy. It's about consultants, how consultants work with corporates, companies, what should they be doing, etc. Let's look at the passage and answers. Let me take you to the next passage, guys. This is all about consultants. So let's look at this. What do we have here? Right, we have this. Let me look at 97th question onwards. Let me see. Yes, what do we have here? 97. What is the primary responsibility of you being a company's efficient? What do you mean? Who is an efficient consultant? Let's understand this carefully. What happens whenever there's an efficient consultant? Automatically, the right answer for this is a consultant tries to do a lot of things, not one thing. All other things are talking about operations, employees, maintenance, specific things. But consultant helps in a lot of things. So all these things come in place. The right answer for this is 97. The right answer is A. Right? Let's look at 98, guys. Let's look at what's happening 98. Whom does consultant work closely with? Again, consultant logically works with all the set of people connected to the thing. And in this case, others are talking about specifics. So only customers, only vendors, only competitors. The right answer is someone who has a connection with everything. Answer is 98. The right answer is B. Higher management are various departments. Let's go to the 99th question. Let's look at what's happening here. Imagine yourself as a consultant, find what methods you will use to develop customized solutions, right? Again, look at it. Intuition guesswork? No, that's not going to work. A lot of you would have tried intuition today in the exam. That's not the right approach, right? Logical work should be there. Social media trends. I know it's fun to create. Yes, part of marketing strategy can be social media, but not the overall developing solutions. Random selection, no, right? See, this is a silly passage. It's an easy answer. Right answer for this is data analysis and strategies. Right? So let's go ahead. Let's look at the next thing. Let me go to the next. So 97A, 98B, 99D. Let me go to the next one. Let's me go to the 100th question. Let's look at what do we have here. 100th question, guys. Yeah. Next. Let's see. Which of the following might a consultant optimize? The most important word is optimize. Optimize means save, efficiency, etc., etc. Now look at the words that we have. All the other things. I mean, this is an example of a passage that logically should have been an easy passage because all are silly answers. This is a paragraph passage created by an amateur. Okay. So what happens? See, office decoration, employee dress code, lunch menus. No, these are things that are not going to be done by an external consultant. It should be done by someone internal, someone junior. Actual consultant will work on supply chain management. Right? There's a hint word in the passage also. The word that we have in the passage that you can focus on is logistics. Logistics being the hint word. It's there in the paragraph very clearly. In the middle, you can use that. The right answer for this is supply chain management. Let's now look at one-on-one question. Why is communication the most relevant thing for a consultant? Right? We have very clearly to ensure the most important word is because consultant works with all departments, all things, the right word is all stakeholders. The right answer for this is option A. Like I said, this passage, you should have got all questions right. You cannot get any even one question wrong. This is very important, right? So let's look at 102. What question we are talking about? What additional support might a consultant provide to help the team adapt to new process? Again, whenever you want new process, in fact, one of our faculty were saying it could be a retreat thing also, but I'm not very sure about that. Right answer for this is apart from giving solutions, you have to provide training and support is the right answer. So this is very important. This is extremely important. You have to provide training and support, not just give a strategy or process. That's what it is. So this is an easy passage. I would say I would rate this passage as easy, and this passage I think you should have got all questions right. Right? Let's go to the next passage. The last one probably in the in logical reasoning. Let's go to the last one. This is very, very interesting passage. Yeah, this is about homelessness. And this is one beautiful passage, I would say. If I am in love with passages that have come in logical reasoning today, that is passage number 1 and passage number 4. Passage 2 is dirty, it's all mistakes. Passage 3 is beautiful, easy, but very easy. Passage 1 and 4 are interesting because there's some tricky. And passage 4 is my favorite when it comes to, as a teacher, 4 is my favorite because when I read this first time, it feels like homelessness is a problem that is not just there in poor countries, it's there in wealthy countries. That's the feel anyone who read it casually will get. But please understand, I don't know how the answers will come. A lot of times, people, exam setters can decide what they want to say, but the goal is to say homelessness is not about money only. It's about as in first world, second world, third world, developing countries and stuff. It's also about culture of that country. What is that? That's a broad concept. So let's look at this because it talks about US also having homelessness. Let's look at this carefully. Yes, let's look at the questions here. 103. Let's kind of look at 103, guys. Let's see what do we have here. 103. Which of the following statements is true, right? The question is which of the following statements is true. The right answer for this is actually, we would say, the word C is what we are trying to. In fact, all the above, why not all the above, is one of the things that we are debating with. Most probably, I'm telling you, CLAT might give as D also, but we believe the right answer for this is C because the word homelessness is thought about as third world problem. Third world problem. The problem with that word is entire paragraph is never mentioning about wealthy countries versus poor countries. It only says US also it exists. That does not automatically say poor. They're talking more about cultural. That is very clearly mentioned. So let's kind of, the right answer for this is C according to us, but you need not be surprised if CLAT committee says D. Okay, let's look at 104. There are several causes for homelessness. Which of them is least likely? Underline the word least likely. Least likely means, I always, in bootcamp, I told you, we have a concept called double negative, right? When you have some word like this, what it actually least likely means, which is not likely. And this has to be similarly saying not true, which of them is not true. That's what it is. Homelessness. The right answer for this is, if you look at it, most of the loss of job leads to homelessness. Substance abuse, drug abuse, proper. So again, A and D, which of them? These are the two things that we are worrying about: violence at home and proper healthcare, right? See, the word proper healthcare is a problematic thing here. Improper healthcare would have been a good word. Hence, we are saying violence at home. But again, I'm saying D is a question mark. Okay, violence at home leading to homelessness is not true. It can, but proper healthcare available is not a problem. That's the thing. So that's why we are saying 104A, but D can be there. Okay, let's go to the next set of questions, guys. Let's see. Yeah, 105. Yes, 105. Let's see. Yes, 105. Yeah, homelessness in case of mental illness. What does it mean? Let's kind of look at this, right? Let's see what do we have here. Homelessness in case of mental illness. What does it mean? It is basically, this is where we can say straight away all the above because all of them are directly connected to the passage which mentioned. Now let's look at 106. We don't have the 106th question here. Probably this is missing here. I think 106, the right answer is inadequate medical services. The spelling mistake also. I'm kind of writing it here. 106. The right answer is option D, inadequate medical services. Medical services. There's a mistake in the spelling also. It said medial services. Now that's too much of a picadillo to kind of pick up with CLAT committee, but that's the thing. Let's go to 107 now. 106, we discussed that. Let's look at 107, this thing. Let us now come to 107 and 108, guys. Last couple of questions in this section, and then we have exciting cutoffs. So hang on there, right? 107. Let's see what is there. Now this is again a question where we'll say the CLAT committee is trying to play with you, havoc with you. At the end of the day, on any given day, how many people are homeless in America? In the paragraph it clearly says 580,000, which is basically 580,000, which is 500,000. Irony is we don't have any answer, which is 3.5 million, 100 million. The nearest answer is this, but even then, I think I'm not confident giving the answer. But that's still the right answer. That's the only answer we have near to that. And last, the word not a myth. Which of the following is not a myth connected to the people who are there? See, look at this. People experiencing homelessness are lazy. This is a myth that is there. People believe that's true. People experience homelessness are addicts, drug addicts. People experiencing homelessness, if you're homeless, finding a job is difficult because of this thing. But the one thing that is not there myth is people who are homeless choose to do by themselves. That is, people want to be homeless. That is not a myth that exists out in the world. So option A is right answer. So 108, A is the right answer. 107, A is right answer. This passage again, I would say, a kind of medium passage. You could get 4 of them right. First passage also 4 of them right. Third passage you could get all 6 right. Second passage 1 passage you should have left well all alone. So this is where we end the logical reasoning part, and I think we will take a 5-minute break now, and we'll come back with final analysis, cutoffs, etc. So stay tuned. We'll get back to you in 5 minutes. Thank you, guys.